In case you haven't heard, Canon just announced, literally just announced a couple minutes ago, a brand new camera. What is it? That would be the Canon 70D, not the 7D Mark II, which a lot of people are hoping for, but it's the 70D, and it's taking over for the older 60D. And, you know, it's July 2nd at around midnight when I'm making this, right when they announced it. So it is announced, it is true, the rumors are cleared. So how good is it going to be? Should you upgrade from a 60D or still look into one? Let's find out. I think this is perfectly timed by Canon because they, once again, you know, Nikon creates something, Canon's got to come out with something, you know, and vice versa. Nikon's got to come out with something. A little bit ago, Nikon came out with the D7100. Let me just give you a quick spec on that real quick, and I've been hands-on with it, and it's a pretty good camera. But it upgraded from the D7000, which had a lot of focusing issues. It had 2 SD card slots, 24 megapixels, and a fixed screen. So only those three matter because now we're looking at the 70D. It's taking over for the Canon 60D. So it is perfectly in line with coming back at Nikon. Once again, that is very typical. So basically, what's great about this camera? You know, the question about everything. But the rumors are true. It's got a brand new 5+ digit processor, which is great for, you know, better image quality, everything like that. You know, stuff you hear. It's faster buffering. It's got 20 megapixels. It's not a huge bump from the 60D, which had, I think, about 18 megapixels. 18 megapixels, but it's something a little better. It's something a little more dynamic. But as I said, that processor is actually a really huge thing. It's still going to take the same cards and everything like that. But there's a couple things that they are trying to throw in there. Basically, it is a built-in wireless. One of the biggest things they have is built-in wireless. You know, they were including that in some of their smaller end or, you know, newer technology. Now you can get wireless built right into the 70D, and one of the biggest things they have is they're going to give you this remote app for your iOS or Android device that you can trigger. You can do whatever. You can view it, select focus points and everything. So that's going to be a huge selling point for the 70D, and the price isn't that bad. As I said, I'll get to that in just 1 second. Another huge thing is it does 7 frames per second. That's 2 more frames than the 60D had at 5, so it's going to be a little faster. It still does HD video, but I'm still not quite sure why they don't do 60 frames per second for slow-mo at full 1080p HD. They still only do 30 frames of 24 frames. Once again, if you're more into video, you kind of understand that more because 60 frames is more for slow-mo. Still don't understand why it's at 720, but, you know, Nikon really hasn't done much either in regards to that. Vari-angle touchscreen. I think it's a 3.2-inch vari-angle touchscreen, which the 60D had the vari-angle, but it wasn't. It's a little older. You know, they just started throwing that into like the T5i, the touchscreen capabilities and everything like that. So now you have both. So now you could do, you know, you could choose right on screen your focus points. You don't necessarily have to look through the lens, even though you should anyway. But it's a little more dynamic, and you still get those higher or lower shots because, well, it's the variable it's the variable screen. So you can basically do whatever you want with it. But one of the largest things they're trying to push, and I have it right here, is their dual pixel CMOS AF sensor. So it's still your crop camera, but their focusing system is something new. It's like their AF2 system, their autofocusing system 2. And this is really interesting because a lot of the, I don't want to say higher end video cameras, like for actual video production, or anything like that, but they incorporate this same thing. And basically think of it as taking 1 pixel and having 2 photo bodies in each. So it's kind of like duplicating, you know, 2 pixels within each one. And why is that great? Because it will supposedly, once again, this is how larger technologies work, the larger cameras, it improves quicker autofocusing, so that way you can do it on the fly. It's extremely fast. It's very, very precise. And accurate focusing, and it reduces hunting. And hunting, well, that's when your camera's like trying to find focus if you're using autofocus and it's not grabbing it right away. So that's what this dual pixel CMOS AF system is going to do. And I think that's one of the biggest improvements that the 70D is going to have. So if you own the 60D, or should you look into a 60D, the 60D is a great camera. A ton of people picked it up, a lot of vloggers and everything like that, and they used it for YouTube. But it is a little bit of an older technology. The processor isn't as fast. Its biggest thing was that it really did HD video. It had HDMI inputs, so that way you can, you know, view your monitors in high def and everything like that. But it didn't give you that true HD output anyway. But with this 70D at a body-only price of $1199.99, this is. I think it is going to be a quick seller. I think this is a lot of you Canon users are going to jump onto this, and I don't see why not. Built-in wireless is going to be a huge selling feature. As I said, the touchscreen, vari-angle touchscreen is going to love, and this dual pixel thing, a lot of video people are going to do. And once you get more into video, you're going to understand it. So that's it. That's what I have. The Canon 70D has been basically announced, and it will be coming out pretty soon. I think it said within the next month or so. But that's all I got. Let me know your thoughts down below, especially if you're a 60D owner. Is it worth an upgrade? Because I know about a 60D, you can get it for about $600 to $700, if not used for even cheaper. As I said, the Canon 70D body only is $1199.99 for $1,200. If you have other lenses, I mean, it comes in a kit for a little bit more. That's all I got. Here we go. Canon 70D. Pretty cool. Have a good one, guys.